Oh yeah, I even saw the little record button come up. Perfect. Is
Okay.
everybody able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can see you.
Right.
Looking good.
All right. Very good. So we're going to be going over the path in these 7 trainings. So the path in RainMaker, that is the whole progression of having someone come to your website, having them opt in. And so once they opt in, we want all their information to go directly into RainMaker. So that way you don't have to manually enter any of your prospects. We also want to organize them by interest. So if they opted in from your kids page, we need to know that. So that way we're sending them out emails, that's regarding to your kids program, and not sending out, sending them out any emails that would be for your adults martial arts program or a kickboxing program that you might have. So after they opt in, what we want to do is we want to take them to a registration page for your trial, whether it's you do a paid trial, whether you just do a free class. However it is that you work your trial for getting them in, we'll be able to make them able to register or pay for that service. And that's really good to have it immediately start that, because as soon as they opt in, that's when they're at their peak interest. And so they could be on Google around 10 o'clock at night, and they go to opt in, and then you go to call them tomorrow. Now they're still going to be interested tomorrow, but they're going to be at peak and ready to sign up for that trial more as soon as they opt in. So that, helps that. As soon as they go ahead and register for your trial, what we'll then do is we'll be able to have RainMaker look at your appointment book and know when you do these intro lessons. And so it'll know if one is booked or what's available, and it'll just display the available ones for them for that specific program. So they could go on there and go, okay, Friday, 5 o'clock, that works for me. They click it, and then immediately we'll have it turn in your appointment book in RainMaker from an available appointment to booked with all their information. So we're having them book their own appointment after they register for the trial. And then once they book their appointment, what we're going to do is send them to your waiver to sign, because I'm pretty sure everyone's got a waiver that they need to sign before they hit the mat. So we can go ahead and make a digital one of those, so that way they can immediately. Belts hear the ringing? Oh, okay. So we'll make a digital waiver, so that way it'll pull up online, and they'll be able to, if they're on a computer, they sign it with their mouse. If they're on a phone or tablet, they sign it with their finger. Once we have them do that, we'll start giving them appointment reminders. So we'll give them appointment reminders via email, via text messages. Texting for appointment reminders works the best. And today, everyone seems to read a text message before they'll read an email or even pick up the phone. So texting is really powerful to help you get that, those amount of people, a better show rate, for your appointments. And the last part of the path is there's going to be people that opt in that chose not to register for your trial membership. So if they chose not to register, we want to hit them with different emails or even tasks for employees to give them a call to get them in, for your trial, or even a link to register for that. So, and today what we're going to do is we're just going to do tags, okay? Now, a tag in RainMaker is a way to be able to organize your members, because you'll be able to, in RainMaker, say, hey, if someone has a certain tag, send them an email, or, if they have this tag, make sure you don't send them out this email. You can get reports and lists, off these tags. And so the main thing we want to make the tags for the path that we just went over is we want it for their interest, okay? So we want to know where they opted in from your site, whether they opted in from your kids martial arts page, your adult martial arts page. That way we have that. So to set up the tags, all you have to do is go to settings here at the very top of your toolbar, and you come down to tags. Now it's going to list here all the tags that you've already made. And if you want to see a little report that has the list of everybody who has that tag, you can just go ahead and click on that tag. And I don't have anyone with that one. Let's pull up one that might have somebody. There you go. So it'd be a list of everyone that has the tag, just by clicking on it. But to make a new tag, I just type in whatever the name I want, and then I want to keep it as a regular tag, and then I'm going to click Add Tag. So for example, what I would do is I'm going to put in website, and then do a little underscore there. And I'll say kids martial arts. So anyone, I'll make it to when they opt in, they'll get this tag. And that way I know, hey, this is exactly where this prospect came from. They came from my website on my kids martial arts page. So I just click add tag, and that will go in the system. And so when I make those opt-in forms to put on my website, I'm going to be able to select, for it to say, hey, if they opted in from this specific web form, make sure you automatically give them this kids martial arts website tag. Okay. Now, another thing that tags are really good for is your, in your marketing. So even your former members. So when you go to actually put someone that they quit, made them a former member, you can actually give them a tag and call it, we can give them a do not send former tag, because if you're doing any former member marketing, there might be some past members that you actually don't want back. Okay, maybe it was the parent or the kid. Either way, if you decide that you would not want their business, again, you can give them this tag. So that way, if you do any marketing towards your former members, it'll go to the ones that you want back. And then the ones that you want to stay former will stay former. So that's it. That's just a short little training here for today to be able to complete the path. So that was on tags, and we'll just keep doing this every Monday. And does anyone have any questions?
Do I make all these tags, or are they already in the RainMaker?
You make the tags. So you just go to, just like I did, I'll show you again. Go back to the home page. So we come up to settings at the top toolbar, and then we click tags. And so for, your website, you'd want to make a tag for every page that you have for your programs for your website. So if you did kids martial arts, adult martial arts, and kickboxing, then you would make 3 separate tags. You'd make a website kids martial arts, website adult martial arts, and website kickboxing. So we'll have it set up where it will automatically give them this tag in another training that we're doing, where we'll make the opt-in form to put on our websites, and we'll make it to where it automatically gives them this tag. So because we can have automatic emails and reminders to employees or text messages that go out based off these. Okay.
What's the difference between a regular tag and a flow tag?
So a flow tag, a flow tag is really a trigger. So in RainMaker with flows, you can select triggers to be able to send things out. For example, you can say, hey, on a flow, when someone becomes a prospect, start sending them, these emails. All right. So if there's ever an instance where we didn't have a trigger to start your flow, like becoming a prospect, say maybe you have a flow that you want them to start getting on the very first day they came in for a trial lesson. All right. So we don't have a trigger for that. So you could make a flow tag and call it, first day of trial. And as soon as they come in for their first day, you would just manually assign them the flow tag, and then they'll start getting your sequence of emails, text messages, or reminders to tasks, reminders to employees to do a task.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's the main difference. So we want to, in this case, just make them regular tags, because all we're doing is just wanting to get groups of people just organize, our contacts, knowing where they came from, what they're interested in. I like to make a tag for just about anything. Even like if I'm making a waiver or a checkout page, I'll make a tag for it first. That way I'll say, hey, if you've filled out the waiver, or if you ever, purchase this profit generator, give them this specific tag. So at any point in time I want to look up and see who came from where, I can pull up an easy list.
A lot of these guys are doing a Halloween buddy bash at the end of the month.
Okay.
Now, people aren't going to be doing something from the website, but how do you suggest that they gather the information for name and email address from the people coming to the buddy bash? And how does this relate to a flow tag or a regular tag?
Now, that buddy bash, is that free for them to attend?
Yes. It's kind of a Halloween party, our trunk or treat, where all the students have gotten invitations to hand out to all their friends. So the whole idea is to get 100 kids and 50 friends. So we got 50 friends we're not going to talk to about programs because it's a party, but we want to make sure that we have something to follow up.
Understood. So one thing that I would do is I would make a waiver, for this Buddy Bash. So when the kids come in, they have to sign the waiver. Now, the waiver will automatically make them a prospect in your RainMaker if they're not currently a member. Okay. And then we can make a tag for that called Halloween Bash. So we could just come in here, make a tag, call it Halloween Bash. Click Add Tag. So I've got that in the system. And then for that waiver, let's just show you that here. For me, going to members at the top toolbar,
yes, sir.
I can come to digital waivers, and then I can click on list. All right, list will show me all the waivers I've currently made and also allow me to create a new one if I want. So again, I went to members, digital waivers, and list digital waivers. From here, I would click that blue button to add a brand new waiver. And so then I would title it. So Halloween Bash. And if you're going to do this every year, you might want to throw in a little year on that as well, so you can keep them separate. So Halloween Bash 2017 is the title. Subtitle, I can just say, please fill out this form. All right, we would leave this blank. This is if we want to send them to a website once they're done completing it. We don't really want to send them to another website. We just want them to register, okay, and sign the waiver. Now here's the tags, okay? So here's that Halloween Bash one I made. Mm-hmm. So I select that. So that way, if anybody signs this waiver, they're automatically going to get that Halloween Bash tag. All right, and then what I do is I choose what I want on the waiver. So on this left-hand side, I have different things that I can choose to have on there. So if I wanted their name, I click full name. And so that puts that on there. If I wanted their email, click it. Now that's on the waiver. All right. Maybe I need their mobile phone number.
Yeah, birthday probably too, in case we want to contact them later.
Perfect. All right. Put on their birthday. So anything you want, you can put it on there. Even the waiver. So you can click waiver. And then what you would do is you would just click in here and remove all this wording and then put in your own wording. So whatever it is that you have on your waivers that the kids need to sign before they hit the mat for their first time, just paste that in here and hit save. So I'll just say, please don't sue me.
Actually, you could have fun with that. You could, since it is not going to be a class or something, I imagine we could do something pretty cool there that they promise not to eat too much candy and stuff like this. So here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Have fun at your own risk. No, but we just put anything that you want there, and then when you're done, you just hit save. And then what you can do is when it's time for Halloween Bash and the kids start coming in, you just go to those digital waivers again, just like we went to make one, that members, digital waivers, list waivers. Mm-hmm. And then we can pick that Halloween Bash one we made. So here's our Halloween Bash. All right. So what I can do is I can either view the URL to email it to people or just pull it up on my tablet to sign it. So to pull it up on my tablet to sign it, instead of list digital waivers, it's sign digital waiver. Okay.
Okay.
I select which waiver I'm wanting them to sign. And then if I'm going to have people one after the other filling out this waiver, I'll just click continuous add here. So that way, as soon as someone's done filling out the waiver, it'll immediately refresh and be ready for someone else to sign it instead of just going back to the home page.
Okay, so when I do my Buddy Bash, I've got my program director, I got someone else. They both have a tablet, and they're just greeting guests when they come in and making sure that before they do anything in the classroom that they just fill this out.
Exactly. So you just click add new contact, and then here's your waiver right here. So they just fill out all their information, they sign it, and it'll make them a profile in RainMaker, and the waiver will save on their profile as well for any time that you need to pull that waiver up, print it out, anything. It'll save on file.
Excellent.
Another thing that some people do around this time is they'll make a free event profit generator. And so they'll give their students the link to it. And so that way, anyone who signs up from that link will automatically be registered. And you'll have a registration list of everyone there. So if you want them to register before coming, that's a way of doing it as well.
So then your students would just send them the link and say, hey, you're coming to the Halloween Buddy Bash. They're going to make, instead of doing it at the door, you can do this ahead of time?
Correct. With it, I actually recommend just doing the waiver instead of the, of the event profit generator. Because once the kid comes in and they're given their information, you're good. There's some instances where you'll send that out and the parent's not there yet, and so they might not be so willing at that point in time to be handing over their information. But once they're there and they see that that's required, you're going to have a better chance, and less hiccups of with it.
Okay, now I just know from doing these events in the past, not many of the parents come, because usually you're going to get maybe the parent, your student is going to just drag along his buddy, so you don't get the parent of his buddy. So instead of a waiver, is there anything else you suggest? Because I was looking through the people online. There's this woman, Shanice. She runs Steve Baxley's school. When people come walking in, not only does she try to get them to get this information, but if the parent's there, she tries to make an appointment. So she's going to be really busy at their Buddy Bash. When she gets a kid who doesn't have a parent there, what do you suggest?
Okay, so in that situation, what I would do, if that's a typical problem that you see, then I actually would, go that profit generator route, and even letting your member, know that they can fill it out for them. So any friends that you're going to bring, just fill out this form to register for the Buddy Bash. Okay. So it wouldn't even necessarily be the mom filling it out. It could even be your member's parents filling it out, and obviously they have their phone number, and they can ask them to email, anything like that.
So we're all set for this weekend. Now, last weekend, this past Saturday, most of the schools online here did a Bully Bash, and so if they didn't do this, if they collected stuff just on paper during the Bully Bash, how do they get everything in and get it tagged?
Okay, so if everything was just collected on paper, then you would need to manually enter them in. So I'll go ahead and show you. So all you want to do is, let's get out this real quick. All right, so you just go to Prospect, and then click Add New Prospect, and then just start entering them in one by one.
Okay.
You can put in their name, and then on the next page, it'll ask for any information that you could possibly get, and none of it's required. You just have to put in as much information as you got.
But if we want to know that they came to the Buddy Bash, do we have to do a tag or anything for that?
Yeah, you'd want to tag them. So let me show you here. So go to put John Smith in. Click to add that contact. Right here we have tags.
Okay.
And so when I'm putting him in, I can check out that Halloween Bash tag that I made.
Yep.
That way when I have him in, he's tagged, and so I know exactly, where he came from.
So then they can separate the people they're getting this week from the Buddy Bash and last week from the Bully Proof Stand Up Against Bullying event.
Exactly. Make a tag for each event and give them those, specific tags.
Got it. Nice. I think that is pretty clear, sir.
All right. Well, does anyone else have any other questions about the tags or about this Halloween Bash?
Shanice?
Yep. I have one.
Okay.
On the waiver page, it's got a header up there, head H2 waiver, close H2. Does that have to be in there?
Yeah, you'll need to put a title of the waiver. So let me make sure that we're talking about the same thing. So if I'm going in to make the waiver, so members, digital waivers list, and I click on the add new waiver. So you're talking about right here, making sure that you have a title there?
No, in the waiver itself, when you bring that waiver page up to write your own waiver.
So let me just do this here. Okay, and so what are you asking if it's required?
On the waiver where you put in your own waiver words, you text for
Okay.
yeah. Up there in the top, it said I got an H2 tag, and I can't highlight and delete. I got to manually delete one by one. But at the very top, it's got H2 waiver H2 up there.
I see that.
So does that have to be there?
When you no, you can take that out. So what you will want to do, if it's not letting you highlight it all, if you're on a Windows computer, you would Control A. If you're on a Mac, you hit Command A, and what that does is highlights everything, and then you can delete it all out and then type everything else you want in there.
Okay.
I like that.
And now, did that remove everything, and is it putting in your information now without that H2 tag? If you're talking, I wasn't able to hear. I didn't hear anything.
When I go to put the new text in there, I have to copy and paste from a Word file or something, because it won't let me highlight or anything.
It's not letting you highlight what you're wanting to paste in or what you're wanting to remove out.
Remove. You can highlight it, but it won't do anything. I have to actually use the back button to delete it to make it go in, and then I can paste something new in.
Are you on a Windows or a Mac?
Windows.
Windows, okay, so let me show you here. So let me just come out. So when I wanted to edit that, I just click on it, and then I just click in the field. So now it's blinking. And so what you would do then is hit Control A at the same time, and that'll highlight everything. And then just hit the backspace on your computer, and that'll delete everything in that field.
Okay, I'll try it.
All right. Anyone else have any other questions about this Halloween bash or the tags?
I did. I may have missed it, but does it allow you to do mass text and email?
Yes. So with the flows, that's what you'll do. So in our trainings that we'll be doing, we'll be going over that section. You know, so we'll have one that's strictly on the flow. So if they didn't register for your trial or anything, we can go ahead and start sending them out emails and text messages, and we'll make sure we send them the right ones, because we'll say, hey, you know, these we're only sending to people that, you know, are marked, you know, our website kids martial arts, you know, or our website kickboxing. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yes, sir. If you manually put all of them in for the bully proof workshop or the Halloween bash, how would you find that specific list once you manually put those in just for that list if you tagged them?
Understood. So you would go back to that same screen where you made the tag. So settings and then tags. And then I would click on that Halloween bash tag that I made, or whatever the name of the tag was. When I click on it, it'll give me a list of every single person who has that tag. So right now I've only got one person with it, but it would show every single person here.
Okay, what was the category you went under to see that again? The reports?
Settings and then tags. I'll show you again here. I'll go back to the home page. So settings, and I come down, and then tags right here.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
Okay, since everyone seems to have their questions answered, this is just a reminder that we're combining instructor training. At the same time, they're going to be doing the RainMaker events. So Mike and I have already talked. We're going to have 4 for next year. In January, we're going to do Elite Martial Arts down in Boca Raton. And then in April, we're going to be in Connecticut at Efren Valentin's. In August, we're going to Chicago. We're going to be at Jason Kiefer's. And then in October, we're going to be in LA. And whose school is it in LA, sir?
November, Fairforest over in basically the Los Angeles area. So I think it's like Woodland Hills is the exact city.
Okay, excellent. So these are going to be 2-day events. We're probably going to do RainMaker training on a Friday and then instructor training on a Saturday. We just had instructor training at a RainMaker school in Morrisville, North Carolina this past weekend. Totally amazing. We have a real good team. Everyone had a blast. I think we had 35, 36 people. Half were teenagers and half were adults. So it's a really, really good reminder of instructor training. There's a lot of new stuff on that. So these events are going to be fun. They're good get-together, good networking. There'll be plenty of time for RainMaker clients to get together, just network, talk, and this way you get some training for your staff and some training for the business part of your school. So put them on your calendar. I see John Cordova right below. I know he's already signed up for the one in Florida. He's going to be there. So I think we got like 5 schools already for Florida. So good.
Good.
Very good.
Curtis, 2 days. I mean, you're going to want to get out of Michigan. You're not going to want to stay there in the snow. Now, guys, this is a cool idea. If you're going to think about doing this event, this is what I suggest. On the month you do graduation, also host a mass private classes. So you can do private classes where anyone can get ready for testing. I have all your instructors there maybe on a Friday evening or Saturday, and everyone could come in for a 20-minute private class. It's a private class marathon. There's no charge. They just do a donation. You tell them that you're going to be traveling around the country this year a couple of times or maybe once, and you want your staff upgraded, or you want to train with some of the best martial artists in the country. And so now people coming in for private classes, the parents know that there's something in it for them. Your instructors are going to come back. They're going to be top-notch. So maybe you get a few $100s every time you do a graduation, and you pay for these events. It's the easiest way to do it, and it's a benefit for the students. They want to look really, really good when it comes to graduation or testing. They take a private class. They give the instructor a tip. They come back to graduation. They look super good. They're doing something back for the school. A lot of guys do this. Jason Smith, I don't know if he's on today, but he's in Chipley, Florida. He does this every quarter. He just came back from Morrisville, brought 3 of his team members, paid for their airfare, paid for the hotels, and he'll probably be back in Florida in January. So something just to add to your systems. Pay for this. This way you're not scrambling. Go, hey, I'd really like to go to Florida, but it's cold in Michigan. It's going to take me the whole day. But Curtis has a bank account with a few $1,000s. He just said, I'm going to go to Florida and really enjoy myself. So just an idea for you. Okay, everyone. Thanks very much. Ms. Andresen will be back on next Monday. So make sure this is one of the live sessions that you want to make sure you're at every single week.
Yep. Thank you so everyone. I really appreciate it and can't wait to see everybody else next Monday.
Yeah, you did an awesome job too, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.